said,
Why didn't he preserve the Torah and the Injeel?
Of course, he preserved them.
He preserved it.
Yes, he preserved them by the hand of the scribe.
So you believe the Torah and the Injeel are the same Torah and Injeel that Muhammad is referencing to here in the Quran?
Yes.
Okay.
But it's not the Bible.
What do you mean it's not the Bible? The Bible is a collection of the Torah and the Injeel.
No. The Torah and Injeel, they are found in the Bible, but they are not entirely the Torah and Injeel. Just like I demonstrated to you when we read the book of Numbers. Because Torah means revelation given to Moses. And not everything you are reading in the book of Exodus to Deuteronomy are revelation. You have historical incidents that people recorded.
Yeah, but not for us. That whole so when you say the Injeel, you're referencing to the Gospels, right? Matthew, Mark, Luke.
No.
What are you referencing to?
Revelation given to Jesus.
The revelation given to Jesus.
I
mean the message that Jesus taught.
Do you know that in the biography of Jesus written in the Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, we are equally told that Jesus was going around and preaching the gospel.
Yes.
The gospel he was preaching, was it the gospel of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John?
What is the gospel?
I'm asking you, the gospel Jesus was preaching around, was it the gospel of Matthew?
Yeah, but what is the gospel?
I'm asking you.
No, but you need to understand what the gospel is first.
It was the revelation given to Jesus.
It was the good news.
Of course, given to Jesus.
Yeah, but what was the good news?
God revealed it to him.
So that was the gospel then, right? So that's what Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John captured in the gospels.
Listen to me. The revelation Jesus was preaching to the people of Israel, was it the Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John?
No, it was captured within Mark, Matthew, Luke, and John.
Exactly. Yes. That's the reason why I said Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John is not the gospel, but the gospel is contained in them. Because Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John are biography of Jesus, and it captured the revelation that is the gospel given to him. You understand? So those revelations.
So is that what your contention is, whereby you're saying you only believe in the red letter in the Gospels, but everything outside of that, you guys don't take that because that's not, I guess according to you, that's not the revelation of Jesus.
We don't even refer to all the red letters as the revelation. Because there are certain times Jesus spoke and it's not revelation. If Jesus is praying or is arguing with the Jews and all those things, and you are
so you pick and choose what you take off
we use Quran to determine what is the gospel. You understand? Very good.
So but I didn't catch your name, by the way.
So what we say is this: the gospel, the red letters, is actually not all the revelation that are in the red letter. There are certain times Jesus spoke some words.
But how do you determine how do you determine? Does the Quran instruct you to say only the red letters of Jesus, but actually not even all of them, these specific ones?
Quran doesn't even know anything called red letters. What the Quran says.
So where are you guys taking that from then?
Hold on.
Because all it says the Injeel.
Do you want me to respond?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So the Quran told us it revealed the Injeel to Jesus.
Right.
What is to be Injeel? He said Injeel also confirmed the Torah. So whatever we are able to find in what you call Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, that is consistent to the teachings of the Torah and aligned with the message of the Quran, they are the Injeel.
Yeah, but what if you're saying that, you said an interesting bit. You're saying if what's in the Injeel confirms what's in the Torah, but sometimes when we look at some of the stories in the Quran, which is meant to be the revelation of God himself, it contradicts some of the things in the Torah.
So when you are talking about story, for example, let me just give you an example. We have in the book of Exodus narrating how Moses was born, and we have in the book of Matthew and Luke narrating how Jesus was born by virgin. Are those Torah and Injeel? No, they are biography written by people detailing these incidents.
But hold on. You said the Quran is only 100% Allah's revelation word.
Correct.
So in the Torah, in the Quran, the stories being spoken. Like for example, the story of Moses with the burning bush. It's not as how it is in the Torah. There's a contradiction.
You mean in the Quran?
Yeah. The way it's narrated in the Quran, it's not the same as it is in the book of Moses.
So, fine. What you are saying, hold on.
I'm just giving an example.
I'm going to wrap it up. You have given me a very good example. The story of burning bush was not a revelation to Moses. It was historical event written by a biographer telling us what the incident that Moses went through. And these incidents were written based on their perception. But the Quran is a revelation now revealing to us what actually happened.
So are you then saying that the story of the burning bush in the Bible is actually wrong? It has been corrected in the Quran.
Correct, because it was not a revelation to Moses. It was written by people according to their perception.
But that's a story as well, right?
Of course, the story was not a revelation to Moses, but it was a story. It was
so it's a story in the Bible. Yes. It's a revelation in the Quran.
Correct.
Because you claim it's a revelation, so we have to take the version. Yeah, but that's a contention. Because in the first instance, I don't believe the Quran is a revelation.
Yes.
So now, and I think this is where the problem is.
Now, this statement you made
because it's contradicting.
Hold on.
Going back to what you said about the Injeel.
Hold on. This statement you made now is a very beautiful statement.
Right.
Because for a Muslim now, we need now to convince people why we must believe that the Quran is actually the word of God to be believed over the story of those people. So we will need another criteria to determine whether the Quran is the word of God. And when we apply those criteria and we find out that yes, Quran is the word of God, which somebody like me have done, then I will take whatever the Quran says to supersede everything that any other books will say. Because
even what the Torah and Injeel say.
What I'm telling you is that the story of burning bush is not Torah. You don't understand. It was incident that people recorded, but not Torah. Torah was a revelation given to Moses. Did God reveal to Moses the story of burning bush?
But I think that's the
Can you answer that question?
No.
Fine. That is the thing.
See, for us, we don't differentiate that. We take everything as inspired word of God.
No. God said, don't add to my word.
No, we're not adding.
Hold on. You're adding.
We're not adding.
Did God reveal that story of burning bush to Moses?
No. It's a story recorded of Moses' encounter.
Was God revealing that story to Moses?
Well, I need to go back because
you said it is obvious.
It was an encounter. It wasn't.
Fine. So if you are recording the encounter of Moses and you are saying that it is the word of God, then you are adding to the word of God.
No, I'm not saying it's the word of God.
So fine. So
it's not the word of God. Since you have recorded an encounter.
So since you have
why is that recording of encounter there? A revelation in the Quran.
Let me just say something. Since you have agreed, you cannot take it as the word of God. We are now taking the Quran as the word of God. And I have told you, for us to believe that the Quran is the word of God, we need another discussion to prove that. Somebody like me, I have the evidence and I know that the Quran is the word. So I have to believe everything the Quran says over what men says. Because the story of burning bush in the Bible is what men wrote, what men say, not what God revealed.
Exactly. No.
Fine.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Thank you very much.
But that's what I'm saying. But it's not a revelation here, but here it's revealed as revelation.
So the Quran will never contradict the Torah and the Injeel, but it can contradict the story that people wrote in the Bible.
No, it does. But as I said, we'll catch up next week. I know the angle you're coming from, and I'll come prepared with the angle that you're coming from.
No problem.
Good speaking to you, brother.
Yeah, thank you.
Take care.